Hello everyone. This is going to be a video in which I will showcase the main differences between the European and American market versions of the 4th generation Chevrolet Camaro. In Europe, the 4th gen Camaro was available for sale only between the 1998 and 2002 model years. So this is going to be the facelift model, as you can see in the pictures, and that's what we're going to talk about. A couple of disclaimers before I start. English is not my native language, so I may mumble and stumble a bit. Excuse me for that. Second, the information I'm going to give you is based on my research, so I may have not included all the differences. Some things may not be 100% correct. Feel free to comment down below the video and share your own knowledge and experience. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's start. On the left of the screen are going to be graphs and pictures of the European version of the Camaro, and on the right, the US version. So this pattern is going to continue throughout the video. As you can see, these graphs I have taken from the website called Automobile Catalog. They have great information, so feel free to check them out. Let's start. So, the Euro version of the Chevrolet Camaro, the 3.8 liter V6 L36 code engine, has a power output of 190 horsepower, 305 newton meters of torque, and revs out to about 5500 RPM. The US version has 200 horsepower, 305 newton meters of torque, so the same, but revs to 6000 RPM. So the Euro version has a more conservative tune and outputs 10 horsepower less. I don't know why this has been done. Maybe because of emissions, I'm not sure. Here you can see the torque and power outputs for every RPM range. So you can pause the video and look at them. Another difference is the final drive ratio. So for the Euro version, standard was a 3.42 final drive ratio, while the US version standard was 3.08, and there was an optional 3.42 final drive ratio. Again, for the US version, there was the Y87 performance handling package. So that included the 3.42 differential ratio, limited slip rear differential, which can be an Auburn or a Zexel Torsen, and some other differences. I think stiffer shocks. I may be wrong, not sure. The Euro version didn't have these options, and the rear differential is open. As you can see, the different drive ratios give different speeds at certain RPM. So let's say at 3000 RPM in 4th gear, the Euro version travels at about 160 kilometers per hour, or about 100 miles per hour, while the taller gear ratio of the US version at the same RPM in 4th gear is at about 170-175 kilometers per hour, or about let's say 107, 108 miles per hour. That is better for keeping the engine RPM low at highway speeds. But if I have to be honest, for me, the combination with the 3.8 liter V6, I think the shorter 3.42 final drive ratio is better because it gives you better acceleration and better responsiveness. As you can see, this is the performance data. So from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, the Euro version goes at about 8.8 seconds, while the US version travels them for 9.2 seconds. Although the Euro version is lower on power, the more aggressive gear ratios give it a better acceleration. I forgot to mention something here. The top speed given here is theoretical, so it's based on computer simulations, so not 100% true. I don't know what the actual top speed for the different versions are. You can pause and see the numbers here. I will continue. So another difference is the instrument cluster. For the Euro version, combined with the 3.8 liter V6 engine, you had a 240 kilometers per hour speedometer, while the US version had 120 miles per hour speedometer. Also, the dials here, the gauges, are different. For the Euro version, the engine coolant temperature is given in degrees Celsius, while the US version is in Fahrenheit. The oil pressure gauge on the Euro version is in kilopascals, while the US version is in PSI. The voltmeter is the same, while the fuel gauge has different logos here. So empty and full for the US version, and here is how the Euro version looks like. Many people think that the 240 kilometers per hour speedometer is retrofitted on the 3.8 liter Euro versions, but that is not true. This is how it came as standard. Another difference is the interior. The European version of the Chevrolet Camaro uses the Pontiac Firebird seats, which have a separate headrest, adjustable back and side supports. Another difference between the Euro and US versions is the rear bumper. The Euro version featured rear fog lamps, as you can see here, while on the US version they are absent. This is another photograph of the rear fog lights and a reflector here, as you can see. So to activate the rear fog lights, you need an additional button right here. While on the US version, there is a Camaro logo. On the Euro version, there is a blank here. The 6-speaker system, audio system, the head unit of the Euro and US versions are different. The US version has a CD player, and the radio is called the Monsoon radio, while the Euro version has a cassette player and is called Delco Electronics. As you can see, they are different on the outside. The button layouts are different. Both have 6 speakers and 500 watt amplifier. The Euro version also came with power adjustable headlights. This is the button for them, and I'm not sure if the US version had them. Another difference is the rear view side mirrors. On the Euro version, they are spaced away from the body of the car. They are more square and don't fit the shape here as good as the US version. As you can see, a lot more sleek and maybe more aerodynamic as well. Also, another shot of the mirrors here. As you can see, the US version mirrors are a lot more curved, while the Euro version mirrors are square. So this sums up the differences between the Euro and US version of the 4th generation facelifted Camaro. Thank you all for watching. Comment down below, share your information and your knowledge, and have a nice day.